And now we're going to turn back to meteorologist Clay Smith, who's in with us today in the Storm Alert Weather Center. And Clay, we were talking kind of maybe a last of those flurries hanging on right now.
Yeah, that's right, Latrice. And if you looked at this view at the Creative Discovery Museum earlier, it was snowing hard and there was snow all over the ground. Now it's pretty much melted. Well, there's still going to be a few occasional flurries, but no additional accumulation. So what we had this morning, I hope you got to enjoy it because it's pretty much out of here at this point. That melting process has really started to take hold over the last couple of hours as the system continues to move off to the north and east. Heavy snow now breaking out across portions of the Carolinas, but for us, we're drying out. Yeah, we'll have some additional flurries here and there, but things are starting to improve until later tonight, tomorrow morning. We're going to have the potential for some black ice, but road conditions still a little slick along the Cumberland Plateau and Walden Ridge. But outside of that, things are generally looking pretty good, especially here in and around Hamilton County. This is US 27, a bird's eye view from Local 3 Studios, and you can still see a little bit of a dusting out there. Earlier, I mean, this was just a magical wintry scene. Now a lot of that is melted off, and yeah, it's pretty much over at this point. Here's a look at some of our snow totals. Most areas picking up 1 to 2 inches north of Chattanooga, up to a half of an inch to an inch in North Georgia, and a couple areas picked up a little more. Marbury Mountain, 3 inches from one of our Local 3 sky watchers. So, you know, it was a pretty decent little snow. I feel like the forecast was pretty close to what we got, half of an inch to an inch with localized higher amounts, and that's what we see. Almost a little bit of an overachiever initially, and now it's all melting away because temperatures 36. Yeah, it's a cold day, but it's got to be below 32, and even at 32, some of this would start to melt away, and that's going to be the story for the rest of the afternoon. So if you still have snow on the ground, by the time we get into the evening, it's pretty much going to be out of here. Going to be some slick spots along the Cumberland Plateau. That's where the cold air is locked in. So if you have any photos from earlier, because I imagine you're not going to be able to take any wintry scenes right now, send them in, weather@local3news.com. So as we track out the rest of your day, especially this afternoon and evening, there's still going to be a couple additional flurries, a little bit of snow early Thursday morning for some of the higher elevations into the Tennessee, North Carolina mountains. But for us, most of the snow is going to be pretty much done. So whatever we got this morning for your morning commute's pretty much it. And tomorrow things are going to be cold, but we're not looking at any snow. Black ice is going to be more of a concern. Look at these lows. So by the time we wake up tomorrow morning in Chattanooga, 19, Friday morning 16, and we're going to be below freezing each morning all the way through next week before we gradually start to warm back up. Here's a look at your overnight lows. 19 Dayton, 13 degrees in Spencer, plus the winds are going to start to pick up. 20 in Murphy, 19 Tellico Plains, 18 Chatsworth, 16 in Trenton, and 12 in Henniker. So whatever is still wet on the roadways or your driveway or any surface is going to refreeze tonight. Plus we're going to have dangerous wind chill values. Look at this. By the time we wake up tomorrow morning, single-digit feel-like temperatures here across the valley, below zero in Altamont. It's going to feel like -5 degrees. And even during the afternoon, we're not going to warm up. Temperature is going to stay below freezing. Wind chills in the teens and 20s all day long. So it's going to be a very cold day tomorrow, probably the coldest day we'll have for the rest of winter. And then by Friday morning, wind chill values back into the single digits. So we got a couple of really cold mornings on hand. Drip the faucets tonight before you go to bed. And if you're traveling out tomorrow morning, be very mindful that we're going to have some black ice, especially on the secondary roads, bridges, and overpasses. So be careful tomorrow morning for your commute. Bundle up Friday morning as well. And if you don't like the cold, by next week, we're back in the 60s, Latrice.
Okay, looking forward to that.